good afternoon, good evening. To pause amidst a continual barrage of fresh horrors is a radical act. We can stop the constant activity to honor the dead, the lost, the discarded, the bombed, the starving, the deported, the endings. We can stop the constant activity to defy the systems reliant on this violence and fear and greed. Let us pause and be confused, despairing, rageful, grieving, and perhaps still hopeful together. In this brief time together, you are invited to just listen, to just receive, to do whatever you need to do to be comfortable and present to yourself. Each day, I share a word or theme, as well as a question to take forward, and I follow the alphabet. Here are some of the questions that we've been asking. My pace, my tone is intended to be slow and deliberate. I want this to be an oasis, a break from the grind and anxiety of our workplaces, of our busy lives, and to offer a practice that is grounding and regulating and feasible amidst everything. We want this to be a chance to reconnect to yourself, because that is where we can be more connected to those around us, to the places and spaces we inhabit. And that, in that reconnection, I believe is where possibility lives. And this daily practice is offered at no cost, but I'll share some links and QR codes later if you want to help keep it going. Today's word is improvise. So much of our professional lives is about planning and strategizing and knowing. But there's a lot we cannot know in the world right now. And there is a lot that feels unsteady. So it calls us to really be present, to see the power in the present moment, and to take a chance, to trust ourselves, and to learn to trust each other more intimately. I'm going to do a reading today from a volume that one of my dear and precious mentors, Dr. Omi Osun Joni L created, called Theatrical Jazz. It describes a group of artists, a group of lovers and practitioners of all kinds of making, but on the theater, the magic that can be created through deeper traditions, through not having everything planned out, through learning to trust ourselves and each other, and what magic can come in the weaving of memory and desire and word and movement. So it's a beautiful homage to these performers and these visionaries and these artists, but it's also a call to all of us. I mean, there's so much richness here for how to live a life, period. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about what theatrical jazz is to start. And then I want to get into a little bit about the practice, The first part is from, and just an explainer is from page 7. These artists represent an array of jazz possibilities in art and in life. They're providing readers of this book with a variety of approaches for a common goal, an invigorated sense of humanity through the rigors of art making. Or, as Sekou Sundiata said simply in an interview, the goal is always God. Theatrical jazz has artistic impulses akin to Western theatrical avant-garde traditions, a particular kind of resistance to existing socio-political structures, an interactive relationship with audience and witnesses, a reimagining of what theater itself might be and do in the world. Indeed, the artists I examine here often found home place more comfortably in so-called experimental or avant-garde theater communities, a complicated position to occupy when Black artists have rarely set the terms of what constitutes avant-garde in Western art. So it's a start to put that comparison onto it, but it's a tradition of Black performance that is rooted in very deep traditions. And one of the practices that Dr. Jones brings to this is Yoruba spiritual practice and how it is integrated into this. And I want to share this reading as well from page 185. A fundamental concept of Yoruba spiritual practice is process. One does what is right and cannot be tied to outcome. This is the same in theatrical jazz. Take the risk, be present, do the work, and enjoy the ride. Take the risk, be present, do the work, and enjoy the ride. In spiritual practice, you can do everything just right and still not win. Winning, an overt marker of success, is not the point. Serving the planet, serving humanity is the point. If one does spiritual work because you will go to heaven, or because people will like you, or because anything other than increasing Iwa and committing to the continuation of humanity, you have lost the very spirit of what you were seeking to discover. In jazz, the point is not the applause. Working for applause means stepping out of the present moment to construct a particular value-laden future. Lord Carlos often reminds performers, quote, "Don't expect your friends to like this work. Don't even expect them to get it," unquote. This is how to live life without commitment or a narrowly prescribed outcome, fully in the present. As with all features of theatrical jazz, the break becomes a way of life in at least two ways. First, there are breaks in one's life that creak open those dank spaces of fear and terror. These personal breaks, a death, confrontation with illness, financial windfall or devastation, birth, natural disasters, relocation, require one to invent new ways of moving forward. The tried and true no longer work in a world where the foundation has shifted. The tried and true no longer work in a world where the foundation has shifted. Such life breaks can leave a person feeling exposed, vulnerable, and directionless. Yet this is the very time when relying on one's inner sources can make a person the strongest and most fearless they have ever been. Taking away the known allows for a full exploration of the unknown. Second, one begins to live the breaks, to feel the break as the norm, the surprise as the expected. Spiritual elders often remind us when we are doing Orisha work to always leave room for X. Rather than being thrown by the unexpected, one can live in a way that the unexpected is an opportunity to use ingenuity, practice, grace, and move with divine rather than human order. It is a reminder that the plan is never solely of one's making. Theatrical Jazz by Dr. Omi Osun Joni L. Jones. So much here. We can rely on our inner resources when we know and trust community as well. And that is the work we're being called to in this moment. To be okay when nothing is okay. To trust in each other. That's the goal. So that we can be present in the moment and recognize the power that is available to us. What are you going to improvise or be willing to improvise today? We do appreciate your support to keep this space going. And please reach out to me on How Matters anytime. I'm always here to support the change. And as always, we end with the Terma Collective. May our eyes remain open, even in the face of tragedy. May we not become disheartened. May we find in the disillusion of our apathy and denial a cup of the broken heart. May we discover the gift of the fire burning in the inner chamber of our being, burning great and bright enough to transform any poison. May we offer the power of our sorrow, of our improvisation, to the service of something greater than ourselves. May our guilt not rise up to form yet another defensive wall. May the suffering purify and not paralyze us. May we endure. May sorrow bond us and not separate us. May we realize the greatness of our sorrow and not run from its touch or its flame. May clarity be our ally and wisdom our support. May our wrath be cleansing, cutting through the confusion of denial and greed. May we not be afraid to see or speak our truth. May the bleakness of the wasteland be dispelled. May the soul's journey be revealed and the true hunger fed. Through our improvisation, may we be forgiven for what we have forgotten and blessed with the remembrance of who we really are. Thank you, and take good care.